How's the virus doing? Well, every day we 5 years we've done every day for the past 2 years we're doing a show about COVID, and this is how it is. Just 7 hours ago, there was over 2,500 new cases, with almost 50 deaths. No new cases in Oasis County. No new deaths. Harris County has over 470 new cases and with 8 new deaths. 3% have been positive. Over 631,000 have had the test taken. And 7 hours since the 7-day average, over 10,000 people hospitalized and over 1,700 people in ICU. Vaccination 61.0%, 72.5%. 21 million have had at least one dose, while 17.6 million have been fully vaccinated. And there is some news, and there's also news. Just several hours ago, well, yesterday to be exact, Lisa Guerrero had COVID. If you watched her Instagram Live, Facebook Live, you may have realized that she had COVID. She left her quarantine for 10 days. And why is that? Well, because of a weekend vacation. Are you crazy? You have COVID. You're not supposed to go anywhere. If you want to take a vacation, you want to take a COVIDation? I can't pronounce that. Covation, meaning COVID-19 vacation. You have to stay home during that time. That's your vacation. If you want to talk to your friends, talk to them on the phone. But you violated, as a reporter for Inside Edition, you violated that trust. But she got a phone call from them saying, "Are you inside the cell?" No. They told her that she had COVID. But if they hadn't known that she went out for 10 days, it was either during her quarantine or after her quarantine. If it was after her quarantine, they wouldn't have had a problem with it, but if it was during quarantine, they would know about it, and then they would take action and say, "Hey, you better not do this again, because if you do this again, then blah, 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 blah." Like I told you many times, if you're diagnosed with COVID, you need to let your boss know. Stay for 5 days. If you have first time you test positive, you need to stay on for 5 days. You need to let your boss know. After the 5th day, get tested again. If you're vaccinated and boosted, okay. That's good. But for schools, it's the weekend. So weekends we don't do the schools. But in the case of Lisa Guerrero, who had COVID, she left her quarantine for 9 days. For 10 days. She was quarantined for 10 days. Because she missed out on that first week of quarantine. So now another week goes by. Give me a break. If you're diagnosed with COVID, you need to stay home. If you're sick, the bottom line is this: if your child goes to school and they're sick, they need to call up the nurse and call up the school and say, "Hey, my son is sick, blah, blah, blah. Can you, say, hey, my son is sick, he can't come to school, blah, blah, blah." And then what needs to happen here is that, sorry about that, the child should stay home, period. There's no excuse for your child. There's no excuse. If you're quarantined, there's no excuse. The only time you go outside the house is if you're taking out the trash or checking the mail. That's it. Or if you're getting something delivered. In that case, if you have COVID and you're trying to get something delivered and it says contactless delivery, you need to press that check mark. So that way the driver can understand, like, oh, leave it at the door. That's right. Leave it at the door. And like I said many times, masks, social distance, hand washing, disinfecting your area, all that things. We're almost 1 week away from April 18th. So in that time, the mandate will end. And we can finally ride the buses. But what about those who are unvaccinated? Well, I think that what they have to do is follow that mandate. If they go and protest and say, we have a right to choose not to be vaccinated. Okay. But that was turned down by the Supreme Court, saying it would violate everyone's right to free choice. And agreed. But for those who are unvaccinated, you need to follow that mandate. Let's try to stay safe. Later in this half hour, the Shut Up Challenge, a two-parter, today and on Tuesday. We'll tell you about that. But first we return. You ever watch chicken? Well, there's a controversy going on social media by a celebrity who washed her chicken for 2 seconds. That can cause problems. Les Trent will tell you when we come back. Up front tonight, washing your chicken. Washing raw chicken. If you ever cooked chicken or made fried chicken, you may have had the instructions to wash your chicken. But what if you realize that your sink could be filled with bacteria? Could it happen? Well, a celebrity by the name of Paula Patton washed her chicken, and it got a lot of negative reactions to it. So could it cause bacteria? Let's trend on keeping us safe when we're cooking, protecting our health, and eating.
Wash or not to wash your chicken? That is the question. The great debate has just been reignited by actress Paula Patton, who shared this video making fried chicken.
I'm gonna make my mom's favorite fried chicken.
Notice how Robin Thicke's ex runs the chicken under cold water. Lots of people called her out for not washing the chicken enough.
Clean it with some cold water.
She ran that chicken under water for 2 seconds. I am sick and mad, goes one reaction on social media. Olympic bronze medalist Ashley Spencer chimed in on TikTok.
That chicken's not clean.
But others pointed out that she shouldn't have washed it at all. An eagle-eyed Inside Edition viewer recalled this story we brought you in 2019.
If I have a chicken and it has all this gross stuff on it, I'm not supposed to wash it? Why?
Don't wash raw chicken. I learned that along with every other thing I know from watching Inside Edition, goes his tweet. We went to Chef Barbara Rich at the Institute of Culinary Education in New York City to settle the great chicken debate once and for all. There's still a big debate on whether or not you wash your chicken. What is the answer?
Still no. It's still no. Washing it, all it's really going to do is spread bacteria.
Exactly!
Cooking under high temperature is the only way to eliminate bacteria. Look at what happened when we applied fluorescent gel to the chicken and washed it. Turn the blue light on and there it is. Look at that. Bacteria everywhere. As for Paula Patton, who never expected to find herself in the middle of a social media frenzy, she's just trying to keep the peace in the kitchen.
It's all good because everybody's got their own way of making things.
And after that, you're probably wondering, should you ever wash chicken? The answer is no. According to culinary experts, that can spread bacteria. So the next time you're trying to make your chicken, don't wash it. Wash your vegetables. Don't wash your vegetables. Don't wash meat, beef, pork, chicken. Don't wash that because you're going to spread bacteria all over your sink and it could be tough to get out. And if you took culinary class and heard the same thing, and you're scratching your heads and getting angry saying you should wash your chicken, okay. If you saw one of my cooking videos where I made Mighty Spicy Wings from years ago, you may realize I not washed the chicken. That's because my instinct has told me not to wash the chicken. Exactly, because of the bacteria. I don't want to get bacteria in when I'm doing my dishes. If you're gonna wash the chicken, then don't wash the chicken. That's the fact. I know there's probably going to be some reviews on this, so that's going to be a two-parter from now. That's going to be a two-parter about this issue. We're going to go back to the field and we're going to talk and we're going to ask people if they should wash how often they wash their chicken, or if they ever wash chicken at all. I may be surprised, or I may be surprised, or maybe I'll probably get some answers or get negative feedback.
Drivers.
Now, if you ride the school bus, you may have noticed about the school budgets on their school buses. That's because of high diesel prices, diesel oil. Let's take a look. So why are schools cutting that budget for diesel oil? Take a look.
Drivers are feeling a little less pain at the pump as fuel prices finally retreat. Today, a gallon of regular averages $4.12 nationwide. Hard to believe that's the lowest price in more than a month. But buyers of diesel fuel are really feeling the pinch, and that includes the nation's school districts. CBS's Scott McFarlane reports.
This semester, it's the schools learning the tough lesson in economics. Diesel, at approximately $5 a gallon, is potentially combustible to the school budget. In Montgomery County, Maryland, the buses burn through an estimated 18,000 gallons a day.
We go really around 4.5 times around the world. It's about 112,000 miles per day on our buses.
This public school system, like many others in America, has signed a long-term fuel contract to attempt to lock in a price. But as some of those contracts expire in the coming months, a school bus-sized financial problem awaits many schools. You might want to tighten up the mileage some of these buses run?
Absolutely. We look at our routes continuously throughout the year to tighten up routing.
There are approximately 480,000 school buses in America, according to the National School Transportation Association, which calls rising diesel prices a definite and growing concern. A CBS News review finds education officials nationwide going on a diesel diet. In Michigan, school districts are drawing new routes to put more kids on fewer buses. In New York, drivers are being told to avoid extended idling and rapid decelerations and stops. And in Georgia, the state superintendent is seeking approval to use federal COVID relief funds to offset high diesel costs. In Newport News, Virginia, they've raised the maximum allowable bus ride from 60 minutes to 90. How stressful is it when you see diesel get close to $5 a gallon, operating all these diesel vehicles?
It's stressful because you have to go back and look at your budget like, okay, are we going to make it?
And they've replaced 1/5 of their fleet with propane-fueled buses, which cost only half as much to fuel and are first to deploy. Assigned schools nationwide are facing a different type of test. Scott McFarlane, CBS News.
That's a test nobody wants to take.
I agree. And what about Texas? How do they react? Well, someday I'm going to talk to some bus drivers who feel that they should cut that budget, because as you know, I've talked about that new upstairs thing at the varsity gym. It was $800,000. They got to make some cutbacks. And just every time I walk by, I see a sign over there that says Hellas Construction. They're doing renovation from the track. My mind is thinking the same thing. I'm thinking right now they should cut that. They should cut it. They should cut it back because of the diesel fuel. If you use too much, diesel fuel is getting expensive. I don't want to talk to Solis Garcia about this, but that's another episode for another day. Well, come up next. How would you feel if you told your mom to shut up? If your dad heard you? Well, coming up next, how would your dad feel if she heard you tell if she heard you tell the mom to shut up, how would you feel? Would you think it's a prank? Would you whoop someone's butt? Would you get a good telling off to? When we come back, a look at TikTok videos that might hit a nerve. And dads, you may want to check on your blood pressure. Don't get your heart attack ready. And moms, you better listen good. Kids, you better listen after this. There's a challenge going around on TikTok that happened years ago. It's a challenge to where your child tells, where if you're a parent, you might not remember this challenge, but if you don't remember the challenge, I'll tell you. It's called the Shut Up Challenge. It's a prank to where your child tells his or her mom to shut up, and you record the dad's reaction. Now, sometimes they may think it's a prank, sometimes they may get that beating, or sometimes they just ignore it, or just say, "Ooh, we told you." But how would other people feel? Let's take a look at some of the pranks.
Junior! Did you clean your room? What? Have you cleaned your room? No. Why not? I told you to clean it earlier. Yeah, no, dude, shut up. It was a joke.
One of my favorites. Hey, Penduckle.
Jaden, can you take out the trash? Jaden, can you please take out the trash right now?
Oh, shut up.
Babe.
What the fuck did you just say?
It's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke.
Hey, Bug, take Booby out.
Shut the fuck up! I'm sick and tired of this shit. Oh my god.
What the fuck?
You gotta be recording something.
When
the hell did that happen?
I don't know.
Hey, did
Jay was here
you
this morning.
get your backpack out of the car like I asked you to?
Excuse me? What'd you say? What did you just say? What did you just say to her?
KK, can you go get me the blanket downstairs, please?
Mom, I'm trying to play a game.
KK, I said go get me the blanket.
Mom, shut up. I'm trying to play the game.
Well, what the fuck is that?
Oh, bro.
Toby, can you fix, Wissy's bed?
Shut up.
Excuse me?
You're not my mom.
Are you being for real right now?
Yes.
What'd you tell her to do?
Maury!
Emma, did you grab the ponytails?
Yeah, Mom, be quiet.
Val, did you clean your room?
No, Dad, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna beat your ass. Get out of here.
Now this is from the
Nick! Bruh, go clean your room!
Is he dead ass? Is he dead ass?
Nick! Run, Nick! Okay, stop! Okay, stop! 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 Look, all your siblings came to rescue you.
Go wash the dishes, Mabel.
Shut up.
told your ass.
Are you gonna talk shit?
You know. I'm gonna do my business.
Sorry about the
Hey, buddy, will
profanity.
you clear your
This
room
is
for me?
No, shut up.
What? Have you lost your mind?
That's right, I said shut up.
I don't want to be demonetized.
Eli,
Yeah.
did you take that stuff out of the dryer?
Shut up.
Ooh. He's like, what? What's going on? What's going on?
Shut up.
What'd you say? And he knows it's funny.
Hey Kylie, did you take care of the stuff on the stairs like I asked?
No, shut up.
Hey, do not tell an adult to shut up. Where in your right mind do you think that that's right?
Shut up.
That's the second time.
Shut up.
I hate you guys.
Nasia. Nasia.
Oh, can you shut up? I'm trying to make TikTok.
What?
He spit.
You're not even my real mom anyway.
What?
Wait, baby, we're joking.
What?
We're just joking.
Y'all gotta stop playing.
Devin, can you please go clean your room like I asked you 2 hours ago?
Mom, shut up.
The fuck? You about to get your ass beat.
Tony, the waters! I already told you! Okay, I'm coming. Hurry up! The waters.
Okay, damn. Be quiet.
He's afraid.
Fuck around with a box and beat the shit out of you.
Austin.
Yes, mother?
Can you do the litter?
Oh, come on, just shut up. My goodness.
He's confused.
Just tell you shut up. What the? So get your ass down here, bro.
Hey Jay, can you clean your room?
Yeah, I'll do it later. Shut up.
To someone who had experienced
What?
loss.
I asked him to clean his room, he told me to shut up.
And he spoke.
Are you joking around?
That's phenomenal.
What?
I want to ask, what gets you excited?
Tony has an Lasagna! Didn't I tell you to pick those socks up since earlier? Huh?
What?
Are you serious right now? What's your fucking problem?
Did you say anything? What's on your house? What the fuck's that room?
It's a prank! It's a prank! It's a prank! It's a prank!
Hey, Maze? Mason, did you take that trash out like I asked?
Really? What? What happened?
Did you hear him?
Yeah. What's going on?
I just asked him to take the trash out.
It's not a word. Is something else going on?
I don't know, you should ask him.
Got a few minutes, a couple minutes on this video.
Are you being serious? Is everything okay? Or why did you slam the door? Huh? What?
Yeah, did you make that room up? Did you clean that room up?
Shut up.
You better pick up that room.
What's going on?
Are you serious?
Okay, so you gotta take a shower before Uncle John comes.
Shut up. every day you just gonna leave it like it is?
Seconds.
I'm for sure you're not talking to me. I'm for sure you're playing. I'm for sure you're playing around or something.
And that's the way you can probably get a lot of views on YouTube or on TikTok. I'll be back in a moment. Here's what's coming up Sunday. Give me a break. Will Smith and Jada's marriage has been tense for years. Is it all because of that slap? You be the judge. You're also going to meet a wife of a man who was shot by the ex-boyfriend and who reacted to the grand jury's decision. We're also going to tell you about the animal owners. We're going to also talk to you about kennel cough, and we're going to tell you about a toddler who made a rare decision and chose veggies over chocolate. Now, I don't even know about that. We'll tell you about that on Sunday. That's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Saturday going to Sunday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Sunday. And for all of us here at Give Me a Break on YouTube, good night.